As financial crises continue to loom across the world, the Brazilian economy continues to flourish. According to recent data from the International Monetary Fund and the Economist Intelligence Unit, by the year's end, Brazil will have the world's sixth largest economy in terms of GDP, just surpassing the UK with a GDP of $2.4 trillion.
But this is just a continuation of Brazil's global economic growth in recent years. Last year, it became the world's seventh largest economy when it surpassed Italy in terms of GDP.
Some economists say Brazil's growth is a result of a strong domestic economy.
We are just the opposite of China. China produced for the foreign market. The Brazilian companies, the foreign ones that are here, they produce for the domestic market.
But the size of the country's overall GDP doesn't necessarily measure the wealth of an average Brazilian. Even though Brazil is growing quickly in terms of production, it is only a medium-sized economy in terms of GDP per capita. Brazil ranks number 50 among 210 countries when you look at GDP per capita rankings. As economist Antonio Alves points out, with a population of almost 200 million people, the average Brazilian is still poorer than most industrial nations because of uneven wealth distribution.
The income is very concentrated in the hands of a very few people, and that situation must change. It's changing, but it's not changing in the past that should be changing.
In Brazil's biggest city, Sao Paulo, the vast gap between the rich and the poor is evident. An elite few Brazilians take helicopters to work, while most crowd on the city's public transport. A middle class has grown in Brazil, with about 40 million Brazilians having been risen out of poverty in the past decade. But more still needs to be done. And some economists say that this high growth can't be kept up unless the Brazilian government increases its savings rate and invests more of its GDP.
We invest something like 18–19% of GDP, so our growing limit is rather median 4% per year. We are not going to move very fast in the next decade due to these restrictions on investment. That means that we are not investing enough on education, infrastructure, health, and so on.
Regardless, high growth figures in Brazil are seen as hope in a world where other economies are looking bleaker by the day. Sheena Rossiter, Press TV, Sao Paulo.